The simple things in life, they say, are truly the best things. Just like this simple Garifortor, absolutely delicious. Very, very simple ingredients, no fat, so quick to whip up, but the taste is just phenomenal. And I'm sharing the recipe with you. I hope you enjoy this. So to start, we are going to be making some mekoyirawa. This is just like a pepper salsa, so it's just pepper, tomato, and onions ground together with a little bit of salt. And that is what is going to be the base of this Garifortor. I have one hot pepper already in my asanka, which is my earthenware pot. To that, I'm adding half of an onion, which I'm just trying to dice up to make it easy for me to grind. Yes, today I'm actually going very local, very traditional, using my asanka here. I've added some salt on here. This is authentic sea salt from Ghana as well. Yes, yeah, media grower hanet. I'm now going to grind this. The salt is going to help make everything very easy. It's going to provide some friction along with the lines in this earthenware pot to help me grind my ingredients to perfection. And please use your blender or food processor in the absence of your asanka or apotoyoa. It does amazing as well. You can make your pepper and just go ahead with the rest of the process. Don't deny yourself this delicious meal just because you don't have an earthenware pot. Please. So now that I have my pepper and onion pretty much very well ground, I'm not going to stress myself and get it any finer. A little bit of texture in here is going to be perfect. And so I'm going to add my tomatoes in here at this point. I have 2 tomatoes cut up and the seeds removed, and I'm just going to cut it into pieces just so it's easier to grind, just like I did with the onions. So this Garifortor or Garitor is something that one would make when you are very hungry and looking for a quick fix, something that will just be done in a jiffy and so you could sit down and enjoy. I was really in that mood when I was making this, and that is why you don't see me using a chopping board. Please don't follow this and do that if you are not comfortable enough with that. I don't want you to end up being hurt. So I have all my 2 tomatoes cut up in here. I'm going to grind until smooth and then we'll continue.
Can you smell the aroma? Yeah. From Kwachi West Kitchen. Yeah. Delicious, yeah, delicious, delicious, yeah, delicious, 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 yeah, delicious. Have you been go? Tasty.
My mekoyirawa is perfect at this point, and now I'm going to just fry some onions in my palm oil. That is going to help enhance the flavor and fragrance of the palm oil. So there goes in our onion. That is the other half of the onion that I had. So all sliced, and in here now I'm just going to let this cook or fry up until it's almost like caramelizing, and that is where the actual fragrance and flavor comes in. Look at this. Perfect. At this point, I think it's good. I'm now going to turn off the flame and let the residual heat try to cook up a little bit. There. The aroma, jai. Ekomodo. So I have here 2 cups of gari in my bowl. To that, I'm going to be adding just a little bit of water. You want to wet this, but you don't want it to be overly wet. Remember that your sauce or your salsa, your mekoyirawa, actually has a lot of moisture in it from the fresh ingredients you just ground. Nothing is going to be cooked down. So you just want this gari to be just a little bit wet, just like this. And then you introduce it back in here into your meko. So I'm going to pour this in here. And with the help of your tapoli, you are going to mix everything in here. So you're just trying to mix it at the same time. You are trying to just grind it a little bit, just so that everything is very well mixed up here. But this is really not at all. You're just trying to make sure that you get your texture perfect. So the goal of using your tapoli to do this is to make it a little bit smoother, the gari to be a little bit smoother. we get to a point where it becomes a little bit hard because the tapoli is actually compacting this. You don't want this to end up being like a bar. Okay, you want it to have a grainy consistency, almost like powdery, like just how Gari is supposed to be, but just wet. And so for that reason, I'm using a spoon at this point to help mix everything up and trying to break the clumps as I do that. Now I'm going to introduce my palm oil in here. As you see, the onions have caramelized a little bit more. Now me say ni ham, ni ham, ni sham. The aroma that this is bringing here, you just have to try this to even understand. So you want to stir, keep mixing until there are no clumps in your Gari, and it is a very, very fine texture like this. Palm oil evenly mixed up in here, and that is it. Your Garifortor is ready. I've added a small amount of diced red onion here for a little bit of color and texture in here. If you don't like fresh onions, please don't add this. Your Garifortor is perfect at this point without anything else anyway. You could add more fresh vegetables like I did in my previous Garifortor recipe, which I'm linking up here for you. But this, trust me, is so good, and sometimes simplicity is the best. And so we are serving it with some sliced avocado and some grilled fish. Ideally, it would be with some fried fish, but grilled is even better. So good. Just look. Truthfully, we've forgotten about all these simple but so delicious meals, and it is high time we went back to all these, recreate them, try to make them more appealing. I could easily serve this to anybody any day, and I bet they will be so pleased with it. Presentation and just a little bit of enhancement makes everything so much better. Yes, so next time somebody comes to visit me and I say I'm going to serve them Gari, I hope they are not going to roll their eyes and think because this is Gari that is worth their wow. Garifortor Premier, Garifortor King Kong, Ubenyampo. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and share this video, and until I come your way next time with something delicious, be loving, be kind, be happy.